Hello, everyone. It's Julie Jordan Scott. Welcome, replay viewers. Welcome to those of you who are here live. You might have guessed we're not at the park today. I'm doing Passion Activator Friday from my home, and I didn't want to step away and drive in my car when I have lots that I'm up to. And so here I am. Hi, Amy. Here I am at my home, my usual spot. I figure you'll forgive me. And if you don't know what Passion Activator Friday is, you can look at my Twitter feed to see more. And also, I did this first thing in the morning scope, 6 a.m., no makeup, half asleep. That kind of explains what we're up to there. Anyway, yesterday I read a poem that was written by Louisa May Alcott in homage to her friend Henry David Thoreau. And today's poem is by Sharon Olds, and it's in homage to Muriel Rukeyser. Now, Muriel Rukeyser was a fabulous poet, of course, and she was also on the faculty of Sarah Lawrence College. And one of the little-known facts about her, perhaps better known than I realize, is that she helped to launch the writing career of Alice Walker, who is probably best known for her novel, The Color Purple. Alice Walker is also a fantastic poet. And while she was at Sarah Lawrence College, she would write poems and slide them under her professor, Muriel Rukeyser's door. And so before Alice Walker graduated from Sarah Lawrence, she had a collection of poetry published because Muriel Rukeyser took the poems that she wrote and put them into an anthology for her. Pretty darn cool, isn't it? This is how the lineage of women writers works and why I am so into literary grannies. So there you have a little bit of a foreword to our poem today. Your prompt is simple. Yeah, isn't that a great story? I don't know if you can read that. It's me playing with book pages. But the prompt is, what do you see? And then underneath it, I've said, write it, pass it on. It's basically about your witness of the world. This will make more sense once you hear the poem. But the important part is writing and passing it on. Pass on your witness of the world. And that is what Sharon Olds did in writing this about Muriel Rukeyser and what she saw of Muriel Rukeyser. I don't know all the backstory, so I tried to find out a little bit more, but like I said, I have a lot going on today, and I'm trying to stay focused on those tasks at hand. Thanks, Amy. Okay, so the poem is called Solitary, written by Sharon Olds for Muriel Rukeyser. At the bottom, I'm going to say a little bit more about Sharon Olds because it's also interesting, I think. Anyway, Solitary. How this works is I'll read the poem. I will give the prompt again. I will share a little bit more about Sharon Olds, the poet, and then I'll read the poem again. So the prompt is, what do you see? And then I wrote, write it, pass it on, share your witness of the world. Yeah. All right. Sharon Olds, Solitary, for Muriel Rukeyser. I keep thinking of you standing in Korea, in the courtyard of the prison where the poet is in solitary. Someone asked you, why not in the street where you could be seen? You said you wanted to be as close to him as you could. You thought it was probably doing no good. You have written a poem about it. This is not that poem. This is another. There may be details wrong, the way variations come in when you pass on a story. This is a poem about a woman, a poet, standing in a courtyard, feeling she is probably doing no good. Pass it on. A poet, a woman, a witness standing alone in a prison courtyard in Korea. Solitary by Sharon Olds for Muriel Rukeyser. Welcome, Ollie. So what I will do is I'm going to tell you a little bit of my knowledge of Sharon Olds. Thank you for the hearts. And then we will read the poem again. So if you're just arriving, like Ollie just arrived at the end of the poem, that's, yeah, exactly. Amy said what I don't know either. And that goes back, referring, right, to the poem we had the other day about the squirrel. and how the poet Richard Eberhart appreciated the squirrel for not knowing, just being a little on-purpose squirrel without having to know how things work or why they work, just doing it. So anyway, Sharon Olds, I can't remember who, but somewhere, somehow, someone told me that Sharon Olds is a grouchy person. Okay. That Sharon Olds, like, wasn't the most hospitable or the most friendly or gracious woman poet. I don't know where this came from. I just remember that someone told me this when we were talking about poets, and she said that she had heard Sharon Olds perform. I know it was a woman who told me this. And I was like, oh my gosh, you heard Sharon Olds perform? And I was so excited and impressed. And this person's assessment of Sharon Olds was that she was a grouchy patch. And I've always just kind of taken on Sharon Olds and thought, Sharon Olds, grouchy patch. That's crazy. I don't know Sharon Olds. That's just what someone told me, someone else's witness of Sharon Olds, perhaps on a grouchy day. There's times when I get awfully grouchy, and if people meet me once, they might go away saying, oh, that Julie Jordan Scott is so grouchy. When those of you who watch me know that for the most part, I'm not grouchy, although I do have my grouchy moments. Hey, Diana. Yeah, we all do, for goodness sakes. So, again, it's the witness thing. You know, witness the world. Pass it on. And what we don't know, we don't know. And so if we witness someone in that moment, they have to be grouchy. Perhaps you can get some good writing out of it. As an actor, I can use those grouchy moments in my acting. As a writer, too, writing and acting really have a lot in common. I also want to share with you that I already have written to this writing prompt. The writing prompt is, what do you see? Write it. Pass it on. Pass on your witness to the world. So, I'm glad you caught mine too, Diana. It's always good to see you. So I already wrote this. I'll probably read it tomorrow, I guess. So here we go. One second time. Solitary for Muriel Rukeyser by Sharon Olds. I keep thinking of you standing in Korea in the courtyard of the prison where the poet is in solitary. Someone asked you, why not in the street where you could be seen? You said you wanted to be as close to him as you could. You stood in the empty courtyard. You thought it was probably doing no good. You have written a poem about it. This is not that poem. This is another. There may be details wrong, the way variations come in when you pass on a story. This is a poem about a woman, a poet, standing in a courtyard, feeling she is probably doing no good. Pass it on. A poet, a woman, a witness, standing alone in a prison courtyard in Korea. The book I'm reading from is No More Masks, an anthology of an anthology of 20th century American women poets. It's a really good one. Check it out. $4 on Amazon. Anyway, thank you so much for being here and for sharing poetry with me. Move your pencil. Think about this and write. Hi, These Chicks blog. I've seen you around. Glad you're here. We're just finishing up. We had some writing inspiration and a really fine poem by Sharon Olds. And great. So I hope you'll watch the replay. Um, so much goodness in these words. And if we can hold on to it and work it, yeah, write from it. Yeah, do write from it. Um, and if ever you're needing some inspiration, yes, I'm going to go. Amy said, get on with your tasks. It is Passion Activator Friday. But if you're wanting to write and you need a prompt, you can always go to Catch Me and look at my poetry and writing prompts suggestions. I've just started doing that with myself, and it really is valuable. Even for me who writes the prompts, it's really valuable. So thank you. My name is Julie Jordan Scott. My work is about inspiring your artistic rebirth because the world is, guess what, waiting for your words. It's so exciting to be a creative life coach because I come alongside people and I help breathe life into their projects and whatever it is they're hoping to create. So thank you for being here. And as always, I look forward to catching up with you. And it's great when I can turn my scope off too. I love when this happens. There we go. Thanks so much for being here. And next time will be awesome too.